What's up, YouTube? I just want to do a quick little intro before we get into today's video to say thank you guys so much for 200 subscribers. Actually, I think we're at like 205 now, which is actually just blows my mind. The fact that 200 people want to listen to my dumbass talk. But yeah, guys, just want to say thank you. And as always, with every single video, just keep in mind that this is just my opinion. Nothing that I'm about to say in this video is facts at all. It's just my opinion. Everyone is allowed, obviously, to have their own opinions on the matter, and I actually encourage you to have your own opinions because my opinion has changed. I actually privated the video I did probably like a year or so ago, maybe a little bit longer, about the spider gene. I actually made it private because I don't know, it's just a weird topic to really talk about. I feel like each side of the spectrum kind of goes at each other for absolutely no reason. But I just wanted to give kind of my updated thoughts on the spider gene and kind of where my head is at and where the direction I'm taking it. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for 200 subscribers. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to put videos out because if you are subscribed, you probably noticed that I barely put any videos out, maybe once every 4, 5, 6 months. So that has to change. I just recorded a video on TGR racks. So a lot of people had questions about them. I don't know if that's going to be up before or after. I'm kind of just recording some videos now to have some done so eventually I can edit them and post them. And hopefully, minimum, I'm going to do at least one video a week. I'm going to try to do 2, 3, 4, 5 videos a week if possible. My biggest issue is I don't want to repeat other people's content for the most part. So there's a lot of reptile videos out there. And I don't want to kind of just make another video just to get the views and the subscribers. I kind of want to actually give you guys substance with what videos I'm posting, and hopefully I can continue to do that. So thank you so much for watching, and on to the video. What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to give you my thoughts on the spider gene. It's going to be kind of an updated video on my original thought video probably like a year and a half ago, which I ended up deleting off YouTube anyway, but that's a different story. So I'm just going to get right into this one. It's my updated thoughts. I'm going to start with, I guess, the positive side and my thoughts that I've always had since I've beginning to do reptiles. And I'm going to try to end it with my newly kind of updated thoughts. So first and foremost, I do want to say that the spider gene is my favorite morph. It probably will always be my favorite morph. I love the patterns. I love the colors, just the yellows and the whites and the browns and the golds and whatnot. Okay, let me get him before he falls. Okay, come on, dude. You gotta be difficult for the video. Hold on. Alright, so I had to put him back in the tub for a second. They are my favorite morph, like I was saying. I own a couple. I own this boy right here, who's just a normal spider male, and I own this girl right here, who is a leopard pastel spider female, also het pied. Don't want to get him too close. You don't want him to get excited. I'm actually going to shut this for now. I'll go on to this girl because she's a lot more calm. So yeah. I personally never produced spiders. I produced one clutch of spiders, I should say. And I think I had about 5 spider babies that came out. None of them had HeadWobble. All of them ate fine. They were all perfectly normal. I sold them. Yada, yada, yada. But with that being said, even though I've had a really good experience with them, I've had a lot of people to talk to, and I did kind of my own research and kind of did my own thought process different. And with that being said, I decided to breed out the spider gene from my collection. And what I mean by that is I'm going to obviously keep the spiders I have. They're going to be the male. I was never planning on breeding anyway again. So he's going to be just a pet like he was always planning on being. And this girl I originally had bought because it had a spider in it, much less to pass down the leopard, so I can produce more spiders. But now, with my updated thoughts, which I'll kind of go into, I decided to breed out the spider gene. So I'm going to breed her, hopefully get some pastel leopards and just pastels and whatnot. And if I do get spiders out of it, I will keep them as pets. Or if I do find it interesting, maybe if I get a lot of spiders, I will sell a couple. Just to kind of get them out of my breeding cycle. And obviously I will explain that all to the buyer, what the spider gene is and whatnot, if they don't already know. And I'll kind of get all into that when I talk about the first spider that I bought. But for now, I'm not gonna buy any more spiders. I'm not gonna produce any more spiders on purpose. I'm gonna eventually have it where, these two that I just showed you are gonna be the only spiders that I have in my collection from now till forever, except the ones that I produce that I either hold back or end up selling to the right owner, to the right buyer, I guess I should say. I decided that for a lot of different reasons, to be honest. The main reason is I always said if I produced spiders or a spider maybe that had really, really bad head wobble to the point where I couldn't sell it or it was barely surviving, that I would just stop breeding spiders. And now, as I look back, I kind of want to change that point to where I don't even get to the point where I get to the point that it's so bad that I stop breeding them. I'd rather just stop breeding them before I even get to that point. If that makes any sense. Um, At the end of the day, I really just ask myself, is it worth it to breed spiders? There's literally like 400, 500, 600, probably even 700 morphs and combinations nowadays. So, like I said, they are my favorite, but at the end of the day, there's so much more other stuff for us to breed and work with that for me personally, it just isn't worth it to keep breeding the spiders. Like I said, once again, I love them and everything. I just think they deserve to be a morph and everything, but I just don't want to get to the point where I stop breeding spiders because I saw the bad part myself when there's a bunch of people who already told me about the bad stuff. So that's the main reason for the most part is just at the end of the day asking yourself, is it worth it? Um, Another thing is obviously the public opinion. Having an Instagram and YouTube, you always get those comments. I'm sure you've seen them on a couple of my videos of why do you breed spiders or why do you have spiders if you know the head wobble and everything, and it's just one of those things which, like I said, once again beating a dead horse, so I kind of only respond to them for the most part. But at the end of the day, it's not responding because they're wrong or because I think I'm right or vice versa. It's just one of those things. Like I said, I'm going to be keeping all my spiders as pets as I do love them, and I personally don't have any with head wobble or really, like, this girl kind of has a tiny bit of wobble, but it wouldn't even be like a wobble where it'd be abnormal for like a normal ball python to have. So it's not even really a wobble in my opinion. Like I said, I know it does exist. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist because mine don't have it. I've just gotten lucky, so they're gonna be staying here as pets. They're gonna be living happy and healthy, just eating all the rats and everything. And I guess just to end this video, I'm gonna kind of sum up everything, and I'm gonna tell you kind of about my experience with the male ball python, and that's gonna be the videos. I don't want to make it too long. To talk about now is my male first ball python I ever got, and I'll kind of explain on kind of the selling spider aspect of it as well. And I'll use him as an example. It'll be a lot easier for you to understand what I mean. So first thing I want to say is I have no issue at all with any single person, snake breeder or anything breeding spiders. For me personally, I don't see it as a 100% negative thing. Like I just explained previously, obviously the point of this video is telling you that I'm not going to breed spiders anymore. But how I look at it is if you do, you're not some kind of asshole or whatever. It all depends on how you approach it, in my opinion. If you approach it the right way, I think it can be done. They can be bred. But there's a lot of sacrifice to it. So once again, going back to my last questions, you got to ask yourself, is it really worth it? By sacrifice, I mean if you do get those bad wobble babies and you can't sell them, which you shouldn't, in my opinion, you're going to be holding back a lot of snakes that aren't going to be making you money, and you're just going to be stuck feeding them the whole time. Which is fine, I guess, because I have pets. Like this guy, it's just a pet. He's never going to make me money ever again, but it's fine. But if you want to have, 10, 12, 13, 14 spider babies that have head wobble, I mean, like, do you, but it's a lot of sacrifice to be doing just to keep producing the morph. But with that being said, I want to kind of do a little story time with this guy and why I think the spider gene is really a toss-up between a lot of people. So, went to a reptile expo probably 7 years ago at this point, give or take. I would say 6 to 8 years ago. At this point, I had a corn snake, just like a normal wild type corn snake I bought from PetSmart, and I had a blizzard leopard gecko that I also bought from PetSmart. That was kind of my experience with reptiles at this point. So I actually still have the blizzard. I don't know if you could. Oh, he's in the hide. But anyway, back to the snake talk. So Went to the expo. I really wanted a ball python. I really wanted a bumblebee ball python, which was what I really wanted. So I get to the expo, I'm looking all around, and I see a bunch of people who have the bumblebee, so I'm getting excited. And then I see the price tag, and like I said, this was probably 8 years ago or so. And I believe the ones that the pastel spiders, just normal, I believe they're around $450, $500 at the time. Just a pastel spider, just a bumblebee. And I got really discouraged because I was like, I can never afford that. And even if I could, I wouldn't spend that much money on a snake, which obviously, at the end of the day, we do nowadays. But it just comes with the game as you learn. But so anyway, so I found this breeder who had this snake. It was a very, very tiny baby. It was probably 60 grams, I had to guess, from the pictures that I still have of him when I first got him. Super tiny, eating mouse fuzzies, I think, was the biggest thing he could eat. I asked to hold him. I think the price tag was like $100 or $150, something like that. And I was wanting to hold it because it was my favorite. At that point, I was like, okay, I'm just not going to get a ball python, which is fine, as I have two other reptiles at home I have to take care of anyway. So I'm holding this little snake. I'm actually falling in love with it because he's so dope. He's so little. He's just doing what he's doing right now, pretty much. He's always active, climbing around. And I guess the owner of the snake who was selling it saw me how excited I was and said, look, if you want him, you can have him for $60. I said, holy shit, I will take him. I'm going to bring him home and love him forever. So I literally hand her the $60. She hands me the snake, puts it in a bag, and I take him home. Super excited. Got a piece of the ball, half of the ball python I really want. So at this point, I'm like, okay, now I gotta figure out how I can spend another $100, $150 on a pastel. It'd be $300 total, and I could produce a $500 snake and keep one and sell the rest. Was my thought process. Wasn't until I got home, I'm super excited. I got a spider ball python. I start YouTubing and Googling spider ball pythons to see everyone else's. And that's when I find out about the HeadWobble. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, this guy's HeadWobble, as you can see him moving around and everything, he's 100,000% normal. He has no HeadWobble at all. I got really lucky. But it still pissed me off when I found out that they had issues, that not only did she not tell me about, the spider wobble, she gave me it for even cheaper because she probably knew about the HeadWobble and assumed that someone else is going to pay $150 for a snake that has HeadWobble, potentially has HeadWobble, especially if it doesn't look like the bumblebee. So she just kind of took it all. I pretty much just took it off her hands for her, pretty much. Which is to me really annoying, which will bring up to the point, which to me, to be fair, I don't think it's fair for me, younger me, to get stuck with this snake now that you didn't even give me the chance to decide if I want to be able to take care of a snake that has special needs or not. Even though this one doesn't, it could have well have, and we're growing up to have a bad HeadWobble. She had no idea. So that's going to lead me to my last point of, if you do breed spiders, like I've been talking about, 100% fine, but you have to do it the fucking right way. If you sell someone a spider, at the end of the day, you need a special person to take care of a spider, especially if it shows sign of HeadWobble. You gotta make sure that they understand every aspect of it as far as what makes it better or worse. The seller needs to tell you about the HeadWobble. They need to tell you that sometimes when you feed them, it's going to take a little bit longer, or you got to do this or that, and give them techniques. The seller needs to make sure that the buyer, unlike me, has experience with at least ball pythons or a reptile other than a leopard gecko or a corn snake, which are the best beginner reptiles. So a lot of things, it's a whole conversation you have to give to the buyer, not just, here's the snake, I'll give it for your cheaper, here you go, good luck, and then they find out later. To me, that's just being an asshole. So like I said, I don't have people breeding the spiders ball pythons as long as they weren't the lady who sold me this guy. Ask questions, find out about them, find out what they have about them, their living situation, find out if they know anything about ball pythons, let alone the spider gene. And if you have that conversation and they still feel comfortable with buying the animal after everything you told them, of course you do some wobblehead shit when I tell you guys I didn't know wobble. I promise it wasn't even wobble. That's just him trying to get up where you can't get up. As you can see, He holds himself perfectly still and everything. But so yeah, you just got to do the right thing if you sell them. At the end of the day, if the buyer, like I said, feels comfortable owning a spider ball python after you explained everything to them, I think as a seller, you should feel comfortable selling that snake, as you did the right thing. You told them everything, and it's up to them to buy it. Then I think the buyer wins because they get an awesome gene, an awesome snake regardless. And the owner wins because he obviously sold a snake, which is part of the business. So I guess just to wrap things up, I'm done breeding them myself. It's okay if you guys want to breed them or if you still like them. I still personally love them. They're going to be pets forever. I just wanted to give my updated thoughts, and I guess so you guys know why I'm not going to have a bunch more spiders laying around or produce or anything. That's why I'm just going to stick just to normal genes, like I have this guy. He's a cinnamon, super pastel cinnamon het pied, which I plan on breeding to this original girl I showed you, so I can get the cinnamon pastels, I can get super pastel cinnamons, I can get super pastel leopard cinnamons, het pieds, yada yada yada. I'm hoping with all those genes in the mix, the spider won't come out, and I will produce babies without the spider, and then hold some of them back to do the process and get the genes that are in her without the spider gene and keep her just for a pet. So that's the plan. Thank you guys so much for watching. This video is kind of all over the place, but that's just how my videos are, if you guys know me. So that's my thought process. Let me guys know what you guys think about the spider gene in the comments below. Obviously keep it civil. A lot of people have different opinions, and that's okay. If you like the spider gene, or if there's a head wobble, so completely ruin the gene for you, let me know in the comments below, and I appreciate you guys for watching.